Chipper. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Patent Pending, a podcast for creatives
by creatives. And today we have on
Chelsea Dueño.
Hello.
Costive.
Yes.
And yeah, what is it you do, Chelsea?
So again, my name is Chelsea Dueño, Costive. I work at the MGM Resorts. I am a social marketing director overseeing a handful of things, very many different verticals, specifically luxury brands and our content team.
Awesome.
And how did you go to school? Well, obviously you went to
That's a
school.
great question.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
We forgot to say that before we asked you what you did. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then how did you get into that position?
So my story is a pretty unique one. I did go to school for a little bit. But as I was in school, my career started kind of taking off at a much more robust trajectory than my school timing. And it started kind of holding me back. Financially, I didn't come from like a big family or anything like that. That was like financially stable. So I had to do what I could. I started out at MGM as a hostess in a restaurant.
Which restaurant?
Tom Colicchio's Heritage Steak. I opened it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It's good if you've ever been there.
That's awesome.
I don't think so.
Do they know your whole story? Like you started there?
Everybody knows. I try to like keep it under wraps, but everybody knows.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I started in there. After a couple of opportunities, moved up into food and beverage admin, which was basically I was an assistant for the director, and he kind of looked at me and was like, you can see any course that you want from this position, you can likely like catapult yourself there, use this as a jumping point. So I thought about that for a while, took it to heart really. And in that I thought like sales, marketing, and I've been with MGM for 10 years.
Whoa.
To this year.
Congrats.
So this is like, imagine social media 10 years ago. I was like 21 and I realized we weren't very active. And with all of that from food and beverage, I went into food and beverage marketing, kind of like a makeshift role for me at the time at Mirage specifically. Then from there, I learned a lot about photography, started posting on our social channels. I had a couple of mentors along the way that really helped me out. Eventually MGM Resorts created a like COE, a Center of Excellence, where we centralized all social media efforts. It was too chicken shit to join it at first. No, I think I was really intimidated by it. The person that they brought on was like world renowned and really well known, and all of these different individuals from all of these various properties were now coming to work in the central location. And everybody at Mirage understood me and my skill set. They knew that I understood not only photography and content creation and being ahead of curves, things like that, but that I understood social media. But when you don't go to school and all you have is these couple of years there. I definitely had to kind of prove myself a little bit more. So I was like, all right, I'll stay here. I'll get to know people. I'll see if it's what I want to do for my career. And then when I finally did a role opened up on the social team, I took a demotion. So I went from like manager to strategist.
Because that's what you wanted to do.
Because that's where awesome. I knew my career was going. Yeah. I always knew it, I would say. I was in school. I was really into like broadcast journalism. I wanted to be an editor. I was an anchor at our school, all this stuff. I went to school for journalism media studies. So I always knew this is kind of where it would go. But back then, social didn't exist. And as it started I started looking at content as like, what are the tactics behind it rather than like what more so what are the tactics behind what people are posting rather than the being excited about somebody posting an image. The
back end stuff, the important stuff.
Naturally it came to me really naturally. So anyway,
Can I ask real quick, when did you take that demotion? How many years ago was this?
I took the demotion probably 6 years ago.
Okay, so 6 years ago, you made your first step into what you're doing currently.
Yeah, and then from there, I was a strategist for about a year. Really proved myself, worked really hard, won a couple of awards, which was great.
Well,
I think they're good.
I'll just hold one.
They might go crazy. No,
What's
we're
the other
good.
one's name? What's the black one's name?
Bean.
Cute.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
So 6 years ago is when I started on the social team. I was a strategist for about a year. Then I was a manager for about a year. And I've been a director ever since.
Is the strategist the entry level?
Mm-hmm. So it was. We don't necessarily have those roles anymore. We've gone through a lot of changes. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was the entry role. So it was things like response, writing strategy. I did that for like New York.
And this is all social media.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Social based, right?
Yeah.
Social based. Yeah, because your title's social, right?
Yeah.
Just
social specific.
Okay, cool. So not only just media, but like anything that revolves around being social.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly. Basically like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's still
TikTok, YouTube.
Okay, so it's still online social.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's cool. How long have you been a director now?
So I've been a director for about 3, probably going on 4 years
now.
Oh, cool. And I accepted the role probably about 6 months before the pandemic. So that was a really big change. Luckily, I'd been with the company for a really long time. I had great leadership that I was under. And they, with that, I was able to like help guide us through all of those changes. Obviously, our companies went through like
I was gonna say did you feel like you had a little bit of job security because you became a director before the pandemic, or was it all up in the air?
I think for everybody it was all up in the air. It was definitely scary.
Mm-hmm.
I just hit the ground running at every chance I got. It was very weird though to go from like running around property all the time to working from home.
Yeah.
So that was a huge change, and things like trying to figure out how do we reach an audience when we can't like go out and capture content.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of like remote DJ.
Yeah. Or like
DJ sessions.
Streams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause like how do you get an audience when you have a property that we physically can't get to? Like,
Yeah.
What are some of the things that I know you mentioned the DJ stuff? How did you do the DJ stream? Is there anything else that like you really found a nice niche for that worked well during the pandemic?
Yeah. So that's a great question. We did a handful of different things. We looked at like food and beverage. How can we bring that to people at home? We looked at music. How can we bring that to people at home? So we did actually like a weekly programming with our nightlife team, and we would bring on we would basically walk a DJ through how to live stream from their home. And we would do it from like a Park Gems account or the Mayfair Supper Club's account.
Okay.
And it was very, it was very fun. We would get pretty big crowds, a good audience watching, but it was a lot of like coordination. Like you would never believe. We started doing it in studios, just to make it a little bit more polished. But at first we were in somebody's kitchen in New York. So it'd be like dark there, light here. Yeah, it was the wild, wild west for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. So the DJ sets was a big one. And then we also worked with like master mixologists across our properties and stuff to bring like a content programming and food items and dinners that you can make at home to life.
Oh yeah, did you like cocktails you can make at home?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. That's so cool. Do you still work hybrid from home?
Yep.
Or hybrid home and office? Do you prefer it that way?
Yeah, I'm definitely like a social butterfly.
You're definitely
like
a social
for
butterfly,
sure.
yeah.
I'm like, I am unstoppable when it comes to like being in person, and I feed off of other people's energies. So I really miss that. And being on Zoom, I don't think anybody, or Teams or whatever it is, I don't think anybody understands like the method of like being able to talk over somebody and have true, genuine dialogue. When you're digital, you're like, oh, sorry, I don't mean to excuse you. Whereas us talking here, it flows naturally.
Yeah.
And a lot of that I miss, but it has its pros and cons for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thankful for the opportunity. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Nice little way to pivot.
Yeah. I wanted to ask too, though, you said you've been at MGM for a long time. So did you grow up in Vegas? Are you from here? Are you from somewhere else?
So I was born in Hawaii. So Vegas being the ninth island, my family came over here. I was really young though. So yeah, I basically grew up here.
Okay, sick.
Yeah.
So what high school did you go to?
Yeah.
I went to Arborview.
Okay.
Are you familiar?
The lamest one.
Yeah, no, we played.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, we played lacrosse against them a lot.
Really?
So
where'd you go?
I went here. So I went to Durango freshman year, and then I transferred to Southwest Career Tech their opening year. So my sophomore year, and then I graduated from there.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Swecta?
12th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, nice.
Swecta?
Yeah, Swecta.
Ivana worked at stack that. So that's
you're pushing a button. Yeah. It's all good.
No, because if I...
Yeah, it was just doing that.
Was it?
Yeah, it's all good.
Whatever animal sounds
I wonder what it is.
Over that. That one?
That one in particular, I don't know, but I know there's like a audience applause. Oh, it's crickets. Great.
Crickets.
Cool. Oh, fun. Wow. It was like right where you said
as we're trying to talk over, there's crickets in there.
So sorry if that was in the final edit. So what's like a day-to-day work schedule like? Because you're doing hybrid, so you a little at home, a little in the office, or is it day by day?
So just like when I was full on site, it's different every single day. For the most part, I do work from home while like my team runs around the properties. I'm like the eye in the sky is what I always say. But as far as like workload, what I could be doing in any given day, it's like constantly changing. Cool. It could be building strategy one day, planning a photo shoot another day, managing budgets another day. Like it's literally, I think the best thing when coming to like an organization like this is like the opportunities are endless. We could plan something and the next day it's coming to life.
And I find that funny because before we got on, you said, I don't know how you guys freelance and like do different stuff all the time. I find that's what's fun about freelance, but it sounds like you're doing different stuff every day too.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're kind of in the same boat, even though you are working for MGM.
Yeah. I would say we get a lot of freedom definitely to do what we want as long as it's the best for the business. And I would say that with that freedom, it's like you're empowered to plan photo shoots or plan the next big thing for the company.
Yeah.
Obviously based off of the initiative, but yeah, I would say for me, the pressure, like I don't think I could freelance because the pressure of like being against deadlines and like having leadership and stuff is what keeps me structured. Like I need that structure. Whereas other people like resent that structure. I have a lot of entrepreneurs in my family.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Who have told me like since I was a kid, they're like, you need to work for yourself. And I'm like, honestly, this has worked out for me so far. Like I'm doing, I love it.
I mean, you're 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. 10
years.
I mean, I'm going to say in the 15 minutes I've known you, you sound like you could definitely freelance.
So I wanted to ask, speaking of working from home and then you saying, the parallels or contrast between freelance and, a 9-to-5, do you find it working from home? Do you find it hard to stay on top of the things that you need to do for work because you are at home?
Honestly, not really. I think a lot of people do. The main thing that I find challenging is like singing to or preaching to the choir is like, I don't have that distinction of when work ends and like life begins.
Work-life balance.
Yeah. The work-life balance was really tough at first. I've gotten a little bit better at it more recently. I've started to like build habitual things that like are my breaking point between working and
not working.
Yeah, not working. So, like I'll pick up a book. I'll be like reading, and then after I'm done reading, that's when I'm like off the clock. Like that's my indicator. But I would say that's my biggest challenge. Rather than you get distracted by things like your dogs or they need to go out in the middle of the meeting, things like that constantly. But for the most part, now I've been doing it 3 years. So.
Okay, so you're a pro now.
Yeah.
So then, but in the corporate world, you do have for the most part, you do have a set schedule though, right? Like you leave the office at a certain time. So wouldn't that be this, or I guess more so, sorry to back up, would it be more so like answering emails after hours?
Yeah.
Because like you're not still doing like Zooms or like walking properties at 8 p.m., are you?
Yeah, it's more like when you're at the level that I'm at, a lot of your day is taken up by meetings and like communications. So giving people guidance on your team or like intake and output constantly. So by the time everything shuts off, whether it's like 5 o'clock, you're like, okay, now's like my time to catch up with those things, emails and building strategies and like really taking a moment to like sit beside yourself and plan out what you're going to do because you don't have like interruptions.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. I my girlfriend was just hired at MGM.
Oh, really?
Park MGM as an HR partner.
Oh, nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So she's there's some like growing pains. She's learning how to balance everything too.
Yeah, she's working from home.
No, she's working in the office. She's at Park MGM.
Yeah, HR is a tough one.
Yeah,
that's funny.
But it's just
I'll
like
probably cross paths with her.
Yeah, her name's Crystal.
Okay,
very beautiful Asian woman.
A different last name from you.
Yeah, her last name is Win.
Okay.
Or Nguy, and people like pronounce it Nugent. But it's
Okay.
Win.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
Got
she's
it.
very, very nice.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, and actually you might cross paths with her because she's a partner. So I think she deals with like,
Well, I'm
Like-
Park MGM.
oh, really?
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, but she's a partner. So I think she deals with like upper, like management level people. Which
Got it.
would be you,
Yeah.
director.
You know, directing.
Yeah, if I, you know, not a big deal, no biggie.
Yeah.
That's cool. Congratulations to her.
Thank you. What is your favorite restaurant on the Strip?
So restaurant on the Strip, I have a ton of favorites. I've tried a lot of restaurants. I will say that. I would probably say my favorites are probably Catch or Carbone.
Oh.
Sean has a bone to pick with those restaurants.
With both?
Yeah.
Really?
Anything in the
Yeah.
Oh,
Aria.
shoot.
For some reason, we've struck out an Aria every time.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. But
Is it in making reservations or just the experience or what?
all of it. Not
Really?
no, okay. No, not
Oh,
all of it,
no.
but like there's been pieces of everything. So like for one, there'd be like a reservation issue, but then somewhere else there may be like the service wasn't as good or
Yeah.
like so not all of it in one, but definitely pieces.
But
Also,
both those specifically, Catch and Carbone?
so I think Catch is the only one I haven't been to, but I've been to all the others in Aria.
Okay.
But that also being said, we have reservations for Carbone next week.
Okay.
Ivana made reservations.
Yeah.
To try it again.
I've heard it's impossible to get reservations
For
at
Carbone?
Carbone. So I
Yeah,
wonder,
usually
when did she
a
make
few
them?
weeks in advance.
We made him.
usually.
She made him a few weeks ago, but the thing is, she made them for next Wednesday, and I have a shoot, so I'm like, hey, we're gonna have to move that.
Oh,
So
well,
yeah, screw
You
the
can
pooch.
just let me know.
Okay. And then what is your favorite restaurant off the Strip?
Have you guys ever been to Other Mama? Have you been to
Yeah,
Other Mama?
dude, so
I've-
good. I just went there for the first time for a friend's birthday. It's so good.
Is
Oh
it?
my god,
I've been-
it is killer.
Yeah, and
It sounds familiar, but I think I haven't been in like 4 years or maybe. Yeah, it's called Other Mama, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's on Spring Mountain, Durango.
Yeah.
I went, and then I need to take Crystal because it was
What
so
did you
good.
get?
Oh, I can't remember. My buddy's been there and he's ordered a ton of stuff. Like we did
Yeah.
the oysters, which is they have like a whole
Yeah.
plethora of different kinds of oysters, and they explain it to
I'm
you.
a big oyster
and then
girl.
a lot of
Are you?
sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ivana's not a. She's not really. She's allergic, so
Sushi? Completely?
shellfish.
Oh,
usually.
yeah.
Sushi you do, but
Yeah.
Okay.
mainly shellfish.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's plenty of other good stuff there that you could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, they have like a fried chicken dish that's super killer
I
too.
think that's
So
kind of ringing a bell. There's a
the
few
Japanese,
drinks
it's a
involved.
Japanese fried chicken with like
Yeah.
an aioli dipping sauce. That's probably that's like our special.
That's like the
occasion.
go-to.
You want to
Yeah.
be bad? Yeah.
Yeah, that or I also really like You or Me Sushi. Have you been
You
there?
or me?
Or is,
No, where's
is it
that?
all you can eat?
It's right next to It's right next to Mescla downtown or in the Arts District, right across from Esther's Kitchen, which is another good restaurant. Honestly, I could just go. all night.
It's relatively new then. If it's I'm familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got like the cute little blue sign.
Yeah, I've walked by the window. I don't
Yeah.
know what that means, but yeah,
I would-
I've seen it, and we haven't been able to. We're not really downtown as much as I would like to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I'm down there for
surprised.
work, so like when I am
Yeah.
down there, it's like shoot or whatever, and then I'm gone. Like I
Yeah.
don't linger, but I'm also doing myself a disservice because I feel like I'm not experiencing those.
Yeah.
I'll
I
have
would
to check
take
it
you
out.
to somebody who would hang out downtown. That's yeah.
Oh yeah. By his
what I'm saying.
tattoos and hairdo.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm down there, but it's like
Exactly that.
literally to the point, and then I'm gone, and then I'm like, oh, I wanna
Yeah,
hang
but
out
if you're
here.
like wrapping up a gig, like what are you gonna be like? Oh yeah, let me hang out here and get food by myself, or go home to my wife. You know,
I
you
usually
gotta
go home to my wife.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So.
it's not really convenient to you guys too.
Not-
How long have you lived?
2017,
Okay.
whatever math
Yeah.
that maybe.
Yeah. So a while.
couple days. Yeah,
Cool.
but
Yeah, you'll have to check out You or Me is good.
Yes.
yeah, we've
You been to Esther's?
all the time.
Oh, good. Okay.
Parsons
Yeah.
Kitchen.
Carson's good.
Kitchen.
Carson's Kitchen.
You go to Barry's all the time. You love Barry's.
Yeah.
No, I've been to Barry's twice. That's our
Oh.
special occasion because we'll drop like $300+. So that's like our anniversary kind of thing.
I haven't been to Barry's.
Really?
I haven't been either.
You guys have to.
Well, I usually, if I'm gonna go get a steak, I just go to Cleaver or Herbs and Rye. Herbs and Rye is my favorite.
Have
Herbs and
you-
Rye for sure.
What about Bavette's?
Never even.
I
Sorry,
never,
that's back on the
I never
strip.
ate there.
You never ate at
No.
Bavette's? Oh my
I didn't
Where's
even
it
go
at?
in there until I shot there with you.
Okay.
That's why I said I'm back on the strip. Sorry.
Yeah,
Really
no,
go all
I
day.
didn't.
If we
I
go
didn't
to-
even go in there until we
Oh.
shot that campaign
Honestly, they're
because you guys never
absolutely
pushed
better than me.
Bavette's until then.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was like, oh shit, that's right, it's here. But
Have
I
you
wanna
been to
go.
Best Friend? Yeah.
I love Best Friend.
Best Friend's awesome.
Yeah, Best
Italy's
Friend's killer.
great.
And then Lala Noodle. I recommend
haven't been there.
every time.
Yeah, Lala's good.
Yeah,
I feel like Lala's like a hidden gem.
Yeah, all my clients that are at, like, every time I have a client that comes in town, they ask me where to stay. I always say like park on the strip and then Plaza or Circa if they're downtown.
Mm-hmm.
But I always go park, and then I'm like all the food in there is like 10 out of 10 each time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree.
shameless plug, I promise, promise.
So I know that you and Sean have a working relationship together. I want to ask you for the other side of the coin with freelancers like photographers, videographers. What do you look for? Because you hire freelancers frequently.
Yeah.
Right. What is
Yeah.
something that you look for in somebody who's freelancing? Obviously, like the work and everything, but
Yeah, that's a
anything else
great
in particular?
question. I would say I look for somebody with a unique point of view for sure.
That's a great
We can
answer.
always bring on somebody to hire, or we can always, and we do. We have opportunities to bring on photographers to do regular photography. Like if I need somebody.
I hear you saying just like
shooting in a concert,
normal
whatever
stuff.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I bring or what we look for on our team for social specifically is somebody with like unique editing style, point of view that we couldn't necessarily capture in-house or with like a basic photographer from an agency that we work with all the time. So that's typically what it is. It's always when it's videography, it's leaning into transitions, and trending moments, whatever's taking off on social on any given day. And when it comes to photography, it's a unique editing style using whatever certain light leaks, or if I can kind of point out your imagery within my feed and I don't need to see your name, that's when I know that I'm like, you're like put into the bucket, you know?
Nice.
And usually I'll just reach out to somebody directly because I'm like,
That's awesome.
And how does that process work? So like, would it be from like an MGM email or like some sort of thing where it's like, hey, we're MGM social, we like this, or we have this project campaign, or is it from you specifically?
so it will be from the account, the owning account. So not me. It's MGM Resorts reaches out directly.
Okay.
If there's like if they have their contact information or an email or portfolio, whatever that they link to, then we'll reach out to them that way. But if they don't, or if they're local, we might just DM them. It's really, it just depends on what the information that they have available, like right then and there.
Oh, okay. The reason I asked is just because like for somebody listening, like they're, could be like a good way to be like, oh, like a Park MGM account could DM you or, you know, hey, what's your email, yada, yada. So like,
totally.
there's ways for them to
MGM
find
Resorts
you.
will slide into your DMs if you are taking cool content around our properties. Like that's
cool.
definitely going to happen.
Is there anything else you look for in freelancers? Because I feel like once you get past a certain point and you're running your own small business, there is, you know, you can only get so far on like great quality work.
Yeah.
There is a lot of other things that you have to be good at. I don't know if there's anything coming from somebody who does the hiring is things you also look for outside of just great content.
Yeah. So one big thing when I'm like looking into a new freelancer or even like a studio to work with is how nimble they are. I think a lot of people don't necessarily lean into that yet. And by that, I mean, if I'm looking to do a FPV drone shoot, I don't want any more than 4 people in the room. And if you need four people or more than 4 people, then that's too many.
You're saying,
you know, coming from hospitality, if you have a big footprint, it's a huge hinder operationally. So what we always say is like, obviously operations are before photo shoots. So any way that we can work around that is preferred.
so it's not hindering the day-to-day stuff inside the casino.
Yeah. So if you're like asking, and I've worked on huge productions before, really, and I've worked anywhere from like millions of dollars in productions to 500, you know, and I've seen it like across the entire gamut. And that's the biggest thing that I look for is, are you quick and nimble? Not in necessarily editing, because whatever you need it, we can work around that.
Yeah.
We're definitely flexible, but
Footprint.
I'm just thinking that's a
footprint.
great like perspective. I like wouldn't necessarily think about, let alone somebody who's just now starting out.
Yeah.
Just trying to like not create as much of a hindrance on the day-to-day activities of the venue.
I would definitely say that's what I like specialize
Because the number
in.
one thing is customers, right? And your guys' clients.
Yeah.
That is an interesting take because from my point of view, same thing. I would just ask, like, again, if we're doing if we're doing some sort of project and there's tables involved, I would think, well, if it's for property, we should have freedom. But there's still their own rules, or it's like, we can't, you can't block cameras overhead. You can't do this and that. You can't play with live chips, things of that nature. But from my perspective, I always thought that, like, if you're shooting for in-house, like, the world is our oyster.
Right.
Not necessarily. Yeah, there's a lot of like different.
There is still certain limitations and restrictions.
Yeah, there's been so many times where I've been told, "Hey, like, get a picture of this table felt." I'm like, guys, they won't let me. It's not gonna work. Stop asking.
Yeah. I would say that's like one thing that we definitely treasure over others, because I've been on shoots where like you have 30 people in the hallway, and next thing you know, people are like filming it. It's just,
they're like, oh, who's this?
It's like
what
too
are you guys
much.
doing?
Yeah. And there's a time and a place, right? If you're working on a huge brand campaign and such, but for my needs, for my team, we don't, anything more than like 5 people is way too many.
I was gonna say, I don't think I've had a shoot where I've needed 5 people. So on my team,
we do have big asks though, so I'll be like, how else can you get this shot that I need? It's a lot of it's a workaround for sure.
How many photo shoots and video shoots you do in a month? A lot.
I am doing none. My team, we probably manage about like 15 shoots a month.
Damn,
yeah,
crazy.
it's a lot.
That's all just for park?
No. That's for the entire enterprise.
MGM.
Yeah.
Oh,
MGM.
cool. Very cool.
12 properties.
How many people are you overseeing, or how many people are you directing?
7.
Oh, okay.
But different, like, they all play in different sides of the business. We have like brand managers, we have content team, we have, I'm forgetting someone. Oh, venue managers, which is like our nightlife team.
Okay.
Yeah. So I oversee, I think I didn't mention that actually. I also oversee nightlife.
Oh, cool.
Oh, shit.
For MGM or Park MGM?
MGM.
Oh, okay. But your office is at Park MGM, and then you just do everything for MGM?
No, I have an office building, or not my office building, but we have an office building. Okay, so we have an office building.
I got confused when you said you work at Park MGM, where my girlfriend might work.
I oversee Park MGM. I am like corporate umbrella. And then I oversee like 5 different brands. And then my other counterparts are like divvied up.
Cool.
Yeah.
Still a lot of stuff. I don't know.
It's a lot of stuff.
Way too much stuff.
Yeah. Not only one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
What is one of your favorite projects that you've been a part of?
My favorite project that I've been a part of, honestly, we work on so much that it's like hard to narrow down. I would probably say like one of the top 3 was we did a partnership with Game of Thrones when they launched their 8th season or their 8th and final season.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we did a projection on the Fountains of Bellagio, and we it was like a huge internal partnership where we really worked alongside PR to get the announcement out there. We did a live stream of the activation. We did interviews with the with like the heads of, or the designers of Wet, which is a studio that runs fountains, and like how they took the, have you seen Game of Thrones? Do you guys watch it?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
like
the intro, the theme song,
we
took that song, applied it, and then it had all these like crazy like dragon projections, like
on the water, like on the fountain.
On the fountain. So
the
fountain was going.
They went and then they just held it and then they project. Because they just recently did it for. Oh no, Crystal never saw the NHL All-Star game last year when they were. And I showed her that, and they did the same thing. They like have all the fountains go to a certain level, and then the water's there, and they project on it. It's so sick.
Yeah, we had like fire elements added though and stuff. It was a lot of fun, and we actually ended up winning a couple of awards for that. We did like a teaser campaign that was only nodding to like things that only Game of Thrones fans would know.
Oh, was sick.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that one was really, really cool.
Oh, I missed that one.
Me too.
Honestly, it's like so hard to think of one, like nail one down. We work on so many different things.
Well, that was a cool one that came to. Like, I didn't even know about. Neither of us knew about it. So, shit.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun.
Dang.
I take pride in my Las Vegas history, so I thought I would.
No, we probably.
Yeah.
Well, what year was it?
I don't even know.
Yeah.
2019 it must have been.
Say, yeah.
Yeah, it had to have been the year before
A
2020.
couple years ago.
I broke my
brain's-
collarbone in
Yeah.
2019, so I rewatched all of Game of Thrones when I was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We watched
I've
it
watched-
3 times in full.
I've only gone like 3 seasons in, and I always just
Really?
lose.
Wow, she's asking
Dude.
if we know Game
I know,
of Thrones.
right?
I know.
You
I
wanna-
haven't
you wanna
seen
come at
like
us.
the episode, like the episode. I don't think
Because
like,
like,
the one.
by the third time you understand all, like it's just like a fine grain of sand where like by that third time you really understand like all the names. Like when
Yeah.
you say someone's related to someone, you're like, I know the family now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot, but
Did you read the books at all? No. That's like a huge undertaking.
No.
Okay, I was just wondering.
I'm not
curious.
that.
read
no.
any
Yeah.
books.
That's
I think
okay.
I've read 2 books voluntarily as an adult outside of school.
Total?
Yeah, voluntarily. Like I read
Yeah.
more books in school and stuff, but
Yeah.
it's Into the Wild and
Try.
how many have you done?
Post high school, I've probably 2-3 books.
You guys should start a book club
I know, book
Dude,
a podcast.
between the two of you.
This podcast is wonderful, and I think I only have enough time to do the podcast
Yeah, I
and
can see
run
that.
a
Next one, episode
and run a
24. We're doing
mediocre
book
photography
review.
business.
Book review. I'll send book recs.
Are you an avid reader? You just actually did. Yeah, you mentioned.
Yeah. I can't even. I used to be an avid reader, then like 5-year gap, and most recently, probably within the last 6 months, I am again.
I admire because Ivana's an avid reader too, and I always admire it. But for me, my brain just can't. Can't focus.
That's what my thing was. Is it was hard for me to like get back into it. But once you do, it's like literally like the best long form
What type
content.
of books do you like to read?
Yeah, what do you?
I mean, right now it's like a lot of like female empowerment type
Okay.
of stuff, but there's also this crazy series I just finished called A Court of Thorns and Roses. You guys will probably hear about. It's literally like the next big thing. Hulu just bought it.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah, so that one is one that I just read and finished. But in my book club, it's like all of these really smart people just in the same room discussing like whatever we might have. Right now we're reading a book about the color blue, which is like kind of hard to get through. It's called Blue. It's like poetry. So it's all across the gamut is like what I'm saying.
So your book club, are you meeting in person? Do you meet on Zoom? You
In
guys-
person.
Oh, really?
Where?
Yeah.
Is
Like
it
a coffee
like
shop?
A buddy's house. Actually, this week is my house. Next week's my house.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, so it's like
Yeah.
amongst friends
Yeah.
that you already know.
and you guys rotate. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's like one friend started it, so now we all know each other.
Yeah.
But it's like a whole different, like a cluster.
How do you
of
guys start your
people.
discussions? Discussions.
There's
Do you
like
guys somebody?
Honestly, this is gonna be so lame. You guys are
Is
not.
there stuff already online?
There's like a quiz. It's like a math class, right? They send out the questions. They send out the questions in advance so that you know as you're reading it what you're gonna answer. Honestly, Ivana would love it.
I'm going to tell her about it. Yeah.
And you read, they give you a list of questions that are like challenging you to like look at a layer deeper. I'm very like surface level. Like I'm like, if they said they hate their mom, then they hate their mom.
Right.
And other people in the book club are like, oh, it's like unlocking all these other elements. And yeah, so they're thought starters essentially. But,
Okay.
But we've
cool.
had honestly, it's been pretty cool. So you guys should do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm not going to do it. I'm not a book
I
person.
appreciate the invite.
Ivana will, though. Ivana would be into that.
I'm not
just-
inviting you to my book club.
Well, I
I'm
know
not
you
joining
guys-
her. We can't. She's like, you can't join my club. We're saying
Not
you
my
should do
club.
it.
We're 6 months down the line.
Our book club is going to be for people who've watched Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Yeah,
Who know
you're
your family,
obviously-
yeah.
I can't go in that.
Yeah.
Then I can't be part of it.
You're not. Well, it's
Unfortunately.
fine. You have yours, and we'll have ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll follow up in 6 months. See you guys.
Yeah. Episode
I agree.
24. We're doing a book review. We're gonna.
I'll send you a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big words. Not a lot of
just-
pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short stories.
Very
Just
short.
read Into the Wild or Into Thin Air. Those are
No,
easy
no, no.
reads. Yeah,
Read
it's like
Battleborn.
boyish. I think you'll like it.
She say? I don't know.
I'll send it to you.
You send me Into the Wild, and then you actually already sent it because I now know the name. But then you send me one,
Okay.
and I'll read.
I'll
neither.
send it to you too. You don't have to read it,
Okay.
but it's a good read.
Sounds
Especially it's about Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a little
so
more
you'll like it.
intriguing.
Short stories.
Does it
about
have
Nevada.
an audiobook version?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Probably.
sold.
Yeah.
I mean, they all do now.
I love
That's true.
podcasts, so I could definitely listen.
You listen to podcasts regularly?
Oh, nonstop.
Do you too? No?
So
not. I
shoot-
don't listen to it.
I shoot music mostly. Well, not mostly. A lot. So I'm always
Okay.
around loud environments. So I
Yeah.
do enjoy listening to like a podcast. Yeah, I listen to a lot of stand-up comedians podcasts because it's very lighthearted, easy going.
Yeah.
Do you listen to a lot of podcasts as well? What do you listen to?
I like anything from like random facts of the day to a small snippet of 30 minutes news. Like drops from the day. Of course, true crime is like huge.
True crimes.
Yeah. Well, I also love true crime. I always have to add true crime at the end because it's not like only that.
Yeah. You don't want to start. You don't want to lead with that.
Even though it's probably mostly true crime.
Yeah. Well, it goes. It's a little bit of both.
It ebbs and flows.
Yeah, it ebbs and flows for sure.
That's cool.
I love podcasts. That's why when you posted it, I was like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, like not like there was a period of time where I did listen to, I'm going to sound typical, Joe Rogan a lot. Like it was like every day. And then I just don't anymore. For me, it's not really like a thing that like if I'm editing or I'm on the computer, a podcast, because people are talking, it's not like a background. I'm either focusing on what they're saying or the computer. Like my brain doesn't do both.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't work and listen at the same time. It's
so where do you listen to your podcast typically?
Around the house or in the car.
Right. Okay, well, because
I thought you were like, Spotify, like where.
Well, no, because I listen to while I'm working. It's always working. Or
you
I'm
can
in the
do
car.
both.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's wild. That's a different.
Because I'll eventually tune out the podcast, and then I'm like, oh shit.
With that being said, I'm listening to like stand-up comedians podcast, so it's lighthearted, fun, goofy. If it was like,
and you don't just pay attention.
In 1976, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? Turn it off.
No, literally, I just listened. There's a podcast I listened to called Ologies, and they did like one episode about dreams. Now I know all this random shit about dreams.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Crystal and I listened to one about, what is it? Oh, it's called, no, it's not What Culture. It's another one where each episode's something different. And it's like, and this woman has this like really like soothing Australian accent. And when we do road trips, we listen to it.
Yeah, I do.
It's super popular.
We do the true crime podcast for when we're driving. That one's like, that's when, we'll nerd out. We have the, it's the two females.
My Favorite Murder.
No,
and that's why
am I? Crime Junkies.
Crime Junkies. Okay.
Crime Junkies.
That was pretty popular. Right?
Yeah.
I've heard about it.
Yeah. That one's a good one.
Have you ever listened to the last podcast on the left?
Mm-mm.
I feel like you would like it.
What is it
It's
about?
like,
Is it true crime?
It is true crime.
Oh.
But it's like dude humor. True crime. But it's good. It's
so
good.
I would get it.
No, I just think you would like it. Well, you're the one that said you listened to Joe Rogan. You're the one that said that.
I said like that's like two podcasts. One was Joe Rogan, and then the second would be
I'll send you some
Crime
good
Junkies.
podcasts. Dude, you started a podcast and you don't listen to podcasts?
I mean, I'm not like a,
blasphemy. Honestly, you got lucky then.
I mean, is a painter painting his own house all the time? Probably not.
Probably
not.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's not a good.
I needed something. All right, we're asking
This is
straws
great.
here.
Honestly, I feel like the pressure is off if you don't listen to podcasts very often. Like you're like, I'm just here to be myself. I admire that.
Not really.
Yeah. I would admire it.
I see a couple on TikTok, like in the creative lane. I'm like, oh, that's a cool, like little thought starter, but like, not really.
Yeah. The comedians are a good spot to start.
Yeah, you bring them up a lot.
Very easy. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's like having another friend.
Yeah, it's like a round.
It is.
It's like having a buddy.
It's like having a little buddy that doesn't know your name.
So if I have zero
at all,
I could have one. I could have one.
Quarter of one, I would say.
Thanks. Yes, I am a loner. I have no friends, so I listen to podcasts.
It's just another one.
You have Crystal.
I believe you guys network like nobody's business.
Well, so I talk so much for work that I don't want to talk to anybody when I'm not working.
Yeah, I feel that.
What do you mean?
Oh, what do I mean?
Like at home?
I get overwhelmed with DMs. When people DM me, I hate looking at them.
Are you a bad texter?
Yeah, I hate texting people.
Maybe I'm priority in your friends.
Aww,
but
that's nice.
Not priority friends, just business.
Okay.
We had lunch today. We had lunch today, dude. All right.
We had lunch because I had to eat to get ready for this.
That's more than business.
Dang.
No, yeah. So it's just I get pretty overwhelmed with people. Just like I love people and I like to talk to people, but like I just can't do it all day.
Yeah, I saw something recently. I read it in a novel. No, I'm just kidding. I probably saw it on TikTok.
In a book.
Yeah, I read it somewhere.
There's a lot of useful knowledge on TikTok. There's no reason.
Is.
Yeah,
there is. There definitely is. Oh gosh, I'm losing my train of thought as to what I saw. I saw something
TikTok about.
It was about what you were just saying.
Talking. I don't like to talk to people.
Oh, that's what it was. So I saw something on TikTok recently that was like, the idea of like a text is pretty messed up. Like the fact that somebody can reach you at any day, any given time, or any day, any given time, and you're like expected to respond immediately. Like, what kind of hold do you have over me? I'm a terrible texter, so I like latched onto that. I was like, that's right.
I'm that way with phone calls. Like if somebody just calls me, I'll freak out because I'm like. You just think that like I'm just at your disposal to be on my phone and answer it for you? I'm like, fucking text me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle. Because if it's like something important or like if it's something like, hey, dude, what's the password to this? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. But
and then cool, done.
That makes sense. But like somebody out of the blue, like if I haven't talked to you in a while and you're just calling, it's like, what, like, do you just have an idea? You know, I get like, hey, I had this idea for my business or something. And I'm like, what are you doing? Or like I said, if you're just calling me to tell me like, hey, are you available like next Tuesday for a shoot? Like just text me. Cause like I'm busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I call you.
But if it's like, hey, I'm at the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm at the door. That makes sense.
It's like work. It's like, do you get upset when I call you?
No, because it's not out of the blue. Like it's.
I feel like I'm your guys' therapist.
For me, yeah. Do we just turn this into a session? No, but because for me, it's like if it's out of the blue, like I said, it's just like you're expecting that I'm at my phone. Like what? But if it's something like that, like, hey, dude, do you want coffee? You're like, oh yeah. I'm not gonna deny a phone call. That's just awkward.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I got a call a couple days ago at 8 o'clock and 7:45. A friend texts me, says, "Yo," I'm like, then calls me at 8. I'm like, oh shit, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So I answer. It's like just something that didn't need that. I don't want to put him on blast, but it was just like, I'm like, dude, no. Oh,
see, that's one. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'll get a text midday. I'm a busy body.
Yeah.
I'll get a text in the middle of the day, and if I don't text people back, this is multiple people within like 4 hours. They're like, "Hello."
I hate that shit.
I'm like, you got to give me at
Are
least.
Are you dead?
Don't double
a
text
week.
me.
Give me a week, especially if it's just like something like you're saying.
I think 24 hours is solid. Like, because like the way I always look at it is like if I'm busy during the day, maybe the following morning or that night I'll try to catch up. But it fucking gets overwhelming, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, certain things that like I just kind of look at like priority in that sense of like if you text me something or like I don't need to respond right now, like tomorrow morning when it's like time has gone on, you're like, oh shit, that's right. Chelsea texts me. Yeah, Chelsea like bagels over donuts. You know what I mean? But like I don't need to respond right away if I don't have to.
Right.
But then
I
get overwhelmed about like DMs and stuff. But then I feel guilty that I don't respond. It's like this vicious cycle, and then I just don't respond, and it's just like I feel like I'm like, oh, they think I'm a dick now.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine because that's like part of your brand.
Yeah, that
your
or then like
brand.
The thing I hate about Instagram too is like you'll get DMs, but then you'll get story response, and it goes to the same place. So then
like, if
I'm having a conversation with somebody about something, and then it gets dumped to. If you get like 10 story replies, it gets dumped to the bottom, and then if I have to scroll, I'm not fucking responding to it.
Right. It's gone. It's long gone.
It's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. See, I wish I could do that, but for me, if somebody like replies to a story, my brain is like, oh, answer him. Because I need to get it off my plate. But it's dumb because then I get distracted because then I'm on Instagram and I'm scrolling and I'm like,
what did you do?
See, I don't have that little voice in my head.
What did you do to mediate that?
Nothing.
Really
I'm still trying to work through it.
No, he turned his notifications off for Instagram, which is super smart.
Yeah, but when I like, so I'm saying if I'm on let me break this down for you guys. No, but I'm saying if I'm on the story thread already, you know how you have like the little preview of it. If I already see what they're saying and like they're asking me a question or replying to something, it's already in my brain now, and I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta reply.
See, I don't have that.
I wish I didn't.
Dude, I could.
Mine's like, I do not.
Flush my phone down the toilet and not care.
Because then I lose track.
Like people had to only show up to your front door if they need to talk to you.
Yeah, like the only person is my grandmother. That I'd be like, oh shit.
That's nice.
But if she can't get a hold of me, she can get a hold of my brother, so we're good.
Yeah. Okay.
And Crystal can send smoke signals or something. She'll find me.
Yeah.
Or she'll just go home, which is where I'll be at. So I don't need my phone.
All right. Favorite cocktail?
Favorite cocktail, an old fashioned for sure.
What is a good? I need to know, what is a good whiskey?
That's a great question. I mean, really, you could just go with like a Maker's.
Because like,
have you heard of Frey Ranch?
Free Ranch?
Frey
Ranch.
ranch dressing. No, I'm just kidding.
I think I have
Ranch.
actually.
Yeah, Frey Ranch is good.
Lettering is kind of ringing a bell.
Yeah.
Frey something.
Yeah, they're actually from, I want to say they're from Nevada, but it might be like right on the border of California, like on your way up to like a Reno vibe.
A little Sacramento-ish could be possibly.
Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure. But actually, a buddy of mine who used to be on my team, his family owns the ranch, and now they're just like available and at like Lee's, Trader Joe's,
nice.
Total Wine. They have a really good
Yeah.
Are you a whiskey girl, like over everything?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Honestly, I kind of dabble though. I would say like if we were all going to leave here, go get a drink, I would get an old fashioned.
Okay.
But if we were all meeting up with our
Taking
significant
tequila
others,
shots, and
yeah,
you
I'll
would take
drink
a
like
tequila shot?
I'll drink a nice margarita. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not picky.
Because
for sure.
I want to be a whiskey person, but I haven't found a whiskey yet that's like good. That makes
like
sense.
only whiskey.
Well, it could be only whiskey or it could be an old fashioned. Because every time I just order like a blank old fashioned at a restaurant, like I'm like I get a mixed bag of nuts, and then I'm like, oh, this tastes like shit, or this tastes like water. And so I want to be more knowledgeable that way. I could be like, give me an old fashioned.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
I think
Makers is a good go-to.
if you like had an old fashioned somewhere and you don't care for it, and then you can't really find anything you care for, maybe you're not
it's
into
not
whiskey.
old-fashioned.
Yeah, maybe you're
But
not
I
whiskey.
want to be.
I know. Well, you like beer.
I do like
Last
beer.
time, if I remember correctly, you were doing tequila shots with me in San Francisco. You like tequila?
That was a one-off. I will probably not drink. I will probably not drink tequila or any shots for the next probably like 2 years at least. I'm not a liquor person.
I remember you weren't a liquor person the following day on the airplane.
I wonder if maybe there's like another spirit forward drink that you need to try that is not an old fashioned, like a Manhattan. You could be a Manhattan guy.
Paper plane, isn't that really good?
I
Is
could
that
be a
whiskey?
Manhattan guy.
You could be a Manhattan guy. I can't remember the ingredients off the top of my head.
Yeah, we're not quizzing anybody on that one.
There's a really good bar, a Double Helix. They have really good whiskey drinks in Town Square.
Do you guys ever go to Velveteen?
Oh yeah,
That was the first bar I ever went to when I turned 21.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh.
I was drinking
Velveteen's
Moscow
awesome.
Mules.
just pump.
Honestly, they
Just
were probably
pumping
like,
mules.
fuck this guy.
No, well, I was with the that guy. He was talking about Claire and Justin. They took me out because they're like 10 years older than me. So they took me out when I was 21. So they were getting them for
Oh,
me. So.
that's
Wow.
nice of them. I went to, do you remember Insert Coins?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, I went to Insert Coins.
Yeah, Insert Coins, and then it was Red, and then now it's Disco Pussy.
Disco.
And it
Pussy
still
is-
looks the same in the
Is it
inside.
or is it therapy? Oh, no,
No, it's
you're
Disco
right.
Pussy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Insert
yeah.
Coins.
I haven't been in there.
Because it's because they have like that big open spot with that weird square
Yeah.
bar. It's
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Now they just have like the snake light thingy.
I've only been in there when it was like not during business hours. So
I've never
It was
been to
easy to
Disco Pussy
remember like the layout.
Honestly, I totally forgot about it. If
looks
I'm
like
in
a-
that area, just go to Griffin. That's like it.
Yeah, Griffin was another place I went to when I first went. I mean, that's like a staple.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah. I used to like drive past it when I was like 18.
Yeah, you gotta get a
Like, one
Hams.
day.
Are we
I
all
know,
now
yeah.
remembering the smell that it smells like cigarettes?
Are you from here?
No, California.
Okay, right.
But I've been
Yeah.
here since 2016.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Almost long enough to say that
Yeah, I would say.
once I hit 10 years, like I'm not saying I'm from California.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
No, that gets awkward.
I've earned my right.
Yeah. It's weird for me too, because I wasn't born here.
Yeah,
people
but
be
you
like,
were
I've never
raised here, though, right?
Right. I was raised
Yeah.
here.
You're like, well, if I move here.
Did you go to middle school here?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a huge.
You didn't even
window.
go to school here, so
You
I
were
don't-
born
That's what I'm
here?
saying. I came here
Yeah,
after.
born raised.
Like I
Yeah.
came as an adult, so like I can't claim.
Did you imagine yourself staying here?
Yes. Yeah. So I remember in high school, everyone's like, "Oh, I want to get out of here. I want to
Yeah.
move." That whole thing. I always loved Vegas, and then I started shooting when I was 16, and then I got hired as a photographer when I was 20, and then I started freelancing when I was 21. So then I was kind of like, now
It just, like,
now I'm
worked
here.
out. Yeah. Yeah. You're like, my whole network's here.
And then the city keeps growing and growing and
Mhm.
growing, and my network keeps growing and growing and growing. So
Yeah.
I told Crystal, I was like, I don't think I can leave. I
Yeah.
mean, I could, but why would I want to? And
Yeah.
restart.
That's kind of, sorry.
Oh, that
What
was
about
I told you we were gonna-
what about you? Do you see you and Ed staying?
I would say I hit the same, like I had the same thought process growing up, but I was on the other side. I was like, I am moving.
Yeah, see,
I do
fucking
not
out.
belong
It was
here.
so common.
Yeah, I was like, I did a lot of traveling when I was younger, and I would see cities or like communities. I would say more so. I come from Hawaii, and here we didn't really have that.
Mm-hmm.
I went to like Boston, New York, Austin, Texas, and a couple of other places. And I was like, wow, these places are like so cool. There's
Right.
actual community here.
Yep.
Little did I know that even in my older age, like traveling anywhere, I feel like I can move at any given time. You know, it's just kind of what comes with traveling somewhere. But as I got older, like Tony Hsieh came out here and really rebuilt downtown. And the arts district has become such like and so the community component is starting to come about. And I've obviously really rooted myself here. I could see myself leaving one day for sure. I think during 2020, me and Eddie really started talking about it and taking it seriously. But then like we live in like this house, and then like our friend bought a house like right there. And our other friend came and bought a house like right there.
Oh shit.
And our other friend lives in a house like right there.
And let me guess, you guys are all in the same book club.
No.
Plot
Only
twist.
one of them. Only one of them. No, we're not in the same book club. I don't. Actually, most of them are mad that they're not. But they have like kids, which is like a whole other thing to think about.
The eye roll.
Yeah, like,
her eye almost came out.
Yeah, a whole other side of the business. The whole business.
We won't go there.
Whole other side of the business that I call marriage. No, I'm just kidding. But like now I have this little community, and all of our friends are friends, and so I'm definitely more rooted here. But I wouldn't say it's completely off the table. No, I would love to be able to say I like experienced living somewhere else.
Right.
If the opportunity.
Where's Eddie from?
Eddie's from here.
Born and raised?
No, not born.
Raised again? Okay.
Raised. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He was born in California.
Like the rest of us.
Yeah.
So 2 parts on that. One, where could you see yourself, or where would you romanticize living?
Yeah.
And then the second part is, couldn't you, even though yes, you've built this, relationship with MGM, couldn't you take your skill set and do, if you want to do a different company, let's say, or different, you do that elsewhere too?
Yeah, for sure. I would say if I were to up and move anywhere, places that I've taken seriously are, I took Portland was a big one. You probably remember a lot of people are moving from Vegas to Portland for a while, up until fairly recently with everything going on over there. Portland, we took seriously. Eddie has some family out there. Atlanta, Georgia.
Interesting.
Big one. I love Georgia. If you guys haven't been, I would definitely recommend it. Atlanta, Georgia, I had a buddy who moved out there, actually like a girl that's like a sister to me. And my other really good friend was considering going. They might still. So if they all relocated to Atlanta, then I'd have this little community there. And the film industry is really big out there. Obviously, hospitality is really big out there. There's a lot of different routes that I could take my career.
Yeah.
And a lot of opportunity in Atlanta. So I'd say that's probably like the most I could see myself. Where do I romanticize living? Like everybody has told me I should live in New York. Yeah. On an island, yes.
No, when she said romanticize as a joke, she was like, yeah, everyone should live on a tropical island.
Yeah. I would say New York is probably like, if my scenario were better, if I got paid $500,000 more dollars, I would do it for like a year for sure. Just to, I love the idea of like running to a coffee shop and like, I work really well under pressure. So like, I feel like New York is that like really, it's like a pressure cooker. And
for sure.
I thrive in that.
What about you? Where would you want to live? Where? So same thing. Where do you think you could live? And then where romanticizing?
Probably some sort of city, like more of like a hustle bustle, like a Chicago or like a Austin, New York. I wouldn't do like Chicago and New York for the reasons of the cold. Like I'm not.
I was gonna say you can finish your balls off.
I'm not like, because I've been on the West Coast in the desert.
Exactly,
I'm like snow. Like I'm used to like going to the snow. Like I don't like live in the snow, so like probably wouldn't do that. But the idea of like the city, like living in like a little high rise, like living in like above a coffee shop, and it's like
that sounds cool to me.
Yeah.
Do you like the heat? Do you like?
So yes, I don't mind it, but I also what I love about Vegas is that you deal with 3 months of heat and then you have 9 months of awesome weather.
Yeah.
But like for instance, right now I'm getting a little over the chilly weather, so I'm getting really excited. Like we had that one day of like 65.
Hold on to it, dude.
And I was getting real excited, but I love the like the 110 degree. Dude, I work out in the backyard in the sun when I work out.
That's how I have a
love
couple
it.
friends.
Animal.
Yeah. You don't like it?
No, I don't mind it.
Okay.
I don't mind it.
But yeah.
No, I love it. And then like I work out in that and I'm like, oh dude, like if I could do this, like if I could do anything.
Yeah.
I cannot die working out in the heat or like photographing pools during the heat. Like I got it.
I just think that, like I'm used to it. Like I said, I wouldn't necessarily see myself living in something polar opposite, like a snowy type of climate, because I'm not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely more of like the city vibe, hustle and bustle. Like I live in a little swanky high rise.
Yeah.
Like I live above something.
Yeah.
Dude.
Parking's annoying, right?
Yeah,
You know, like-
yeah. Exactly.
Exactly. Traffic.
That's how I
people.
Yeah, there's a
That's
ton
why I
of
romanticize
there's
it.
a ton of negatives, yes.
Yeah.
But
But
yeah,
I would do
that
it
would
for like
be.
a year. Probably.
Yeah, exactly. Get out of your system.
I was just romanticizing. I wonder if I could live in Pahrump and make it work and not be around anybody. I was looking yesterday.
You get a couple goats.
He's trying to
or
go
something.
opposite. Like, where
Isn't
can I
that what they
move
do
where
in
there's
Peru?
no people?
Yeah. Or a farm.
No.
No farms?
I mean, maybe.
No,
Just
yeah.
by yourself in the middle?
No, I think Crystal would like love a farm.
There'd be like scorpions.
There's like, yeah. You know, when
like
you're driving
bugs.
through places and you're like, who
my
the
gosh.
fuck lives here? And you see like a handful of houses. That's,
Yeah.
you want to be that person?
No, just
too
like
remote?
no, just like a little more like. Okay, you remember like the old custom houses like on Blue Diamond and Rainbow?
Yeah.
Now they're all developing. Like that would be like ideal. Like you're still in the city. Or like those big custom houses like on Lone Mountain and like Durango. All those gigantic houses that
Yeah.
were built, like 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Those houses are cool.
They have those up on like Ann, off of Ann too.
Yeah, 215.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very expensive. Yeah, like ranch style is what they call them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just like big, open, dog can run around.
Right. Wide. Yeah.
Don't have to wave to neighbor.
Yeah. I feel that.
A good area now that you bring that up, a good area is where was I? I was at houses. Yeah, like central. Like I'm thinking.
Central.
Well, I'm thinking. No.
He's like,
more.
You're on the
actual
border of
central.
North Las Vegas.
More so like Spring Valley.
Okay.
Before Spring Valley. So I'm thinking like Decatur and like Spring Mountain kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Crystal's
Or the
mom
hou-
lives right there.
Yeah, where the houses are spread out. You have a good chunk of land.
Those custom houses like on Oki or not Oki,
Rancho?
DI.
Rancho?
Rancho, DI and Rancho.
A lot of
sick, too.
information coming at you right now.
Rancho,
I don't know.
that's
Rancho
like
Estates.
Rancho Estates.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, those are older.
Those are some of the most
Yep.
beautiful homes
Yeah.
ever.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I know.
those are. No, I'm not thinking that.
I feel like everybody wants to live there.
You're thinking about the
including
older-
me.
I'm thinking like an older neighborhood where like you have neighbors, but you have some space. Like the streets, maybe it's not as paved as we'd like it to be, but
Yeah.
you have some space. You have some space on the sides, like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep. I could see that.
yeah. But
yeah. But you want to live in Chicago.
so me,
yes.
no,
Show me
romanticizing the downtown like a hustle
just
bustle.
joking.
Like
Yeah.
if Vegas was like not cooler in temperature wise, but
Yeah,
like
what area of town would you guys if money wasn't an option, where would you guys go?
I would live right by the arts district, probably.
Yeah, Hunter's.
Yeah, I would.
I was just telling this morning I found a house
The
and it's like in the price range. It's got a separate garage and casita.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
It's in the Huntridge area.
Oh yeah, it's on yeah, I forget. I think it's like right in between like Oki and St. Louis,
Yeah.
like on like 10th, like right
I
there.
lived downtown for a couple of years, and it was cool, and I loved it. And it was the hustle and bustle thing. I was like, this is it. This is the life. I drive. I still worked where I do now, but it was like a 10-minute drive in back streets to our office. And the only problem was that like nothing was convenient when it came to like groceries.
Dude,
like
that's
going
so funny.
to
But
Smith's,
so you
like,
did
right
live
there.
in a building.
It was like, honestly, it was really cool. It was like a cul-de-sac. Like it had a huge gate in the front. It was a cul-de-sac right behind Atomic called the Pioneer. Had a little bunch of like one
shit,
stories all
okay.
connected, kind of like a condo.
Okay.
Think of cul-de-sac with condos, gate in the front, big yard in the middle. I just opened my door. My dog would like run out. He'd run into the other neighbors' houses. We were like all
Friends.
under
cool.
the same understanding. I don't know if they're friends, but we were all under the same understanding that
neighbors,
like if I let my dog out and you'll leave your door open because it's nice outside, my dog is going to run into your house and your dog's better to be nice. So it was cool. It was like that was again like little community for a little bit, but I couldn't go grocery shopping.
So that's my thing. I have two buddies who they both have houses down there, and like, like we'll go over there, hang out. I'm like, oh, we want to get some beer or something. We go to the grocery stores. It's a horrendous experience every time we've gone. It's like nuts. Those Smiths down there, they suck. It just sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just the area is not
It's scary.
yeah.
Like if money wasn't an issue, we did like because Ivana was on this like high rise kick, and so we looked at places. This was like recent, maybe like in the last 2 years. We what's that glitching? The screen was glitching. It's weird. Like it was shifting. Look, see it?
I saw it.
I think it's okay.
Weird.
Oh, anyway, yeah. So we looked at was it Newport Lofts? We looked at like 3 of the ones like kind of downtown, and yeah, it was super nice. It was like concrete, floor to ceiling windows, like the whole thing. But the kicker for me was like the HOA was like $600 a month, and I was like, go fuck yourself.
For what?
That's crazy.
It's not a home, it's an apartment.
Yeah, it was like
Is it
$600.
the elevator?
it should be,
the elevator better be top notch with a bench
I was like,
and snacks.
Should be an AOA.
but if money
Apartment Owners Association.
if money wasn't an issue, that would be probably something.
Where would you
like
buy
that.
your shit?
Well, that's what I'm saying. The practicality is like there's way.
Imagine if you do a photo shoot and you got to bring your gear up and down that elevator.
I wouldn't. It's staying outside. Somebody robs
in the
it.
van that he can now afford.
Yeah, I'm buying it. Yeah.
In the storage unit
I
downstairs. that he can
have been
now afford.
romanticizing getting a van and just traveling around. But it's kind of lame.
I do know a couple of people that do it. If you ever need any recommendations, they
Well,
like
no,
to
it's
go
just
get
more
it.
like it'd be cool. Like take my girl, my dog,
What kind of dog do you have?
go do something. Blue Heeler.
Cute.
What about you?
A lot of energy. I have a Rottweiler Husky mix.
Dude,
Her name is
love
Sledgehammer.
Rottweilers. I've been looking at Rottweilers.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
they're so cute.
They were
Yeah.
many of
just big,
my childhood.
silly space.
Because
So they're not cute
there
anymore?
was always
Yeah.
Rottweilers in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they're always like out.
They were like a big, like a dog to
just
have.
roaming
in
the
big
streets. They
dogs.
got out and you're like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, dude. Like
The big ass Rottweilers
yeah, I
on
gotta
again.
ride my bike. Like don't come kill
Aw.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rottweilers are good dogs. I've had one.
Just their big, cute, like face.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah, she's a husky mix though, so she doesn't really look like
Okay.
like a regular Rottweiler.
Yeah.
She's more looking like on the husky side with Rottweiler coloring. She's a trip.
Nice.
And then I have another one. Honestly, I don't know what he is. He's a spaniel mix of some sort. They said he was a golden retriever. He never got over 25 pounds. So
That's how my
that paints a
healer
good
is. She's
picture.
25. It's like perfect
Oh yeah,
size.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet she's got a bunch of energy too.
She's got like big dog energy.
Yeah, you
but
always
she's
take
small,
her out with
so it's
the
perfect.
frisbee, yeah,
Mhm.
or whatever you throw.
Yeah, she would love to travel in a
Yeah.
van. Perfect,
Yeah.
good size for a van too. Small guy.
Yeah. I just,
You should
it's
think
not
about
practical
it.
now. No, I'd
Just do it a
rather
little bit.
buy-
You
No,
can rent one.
I was thinking that.
Yeah.
I'd probably do it and then hate it. Knowing me,
Yeah.
I'll just bitch and complain the entire
Aw.
time. Like, babe, this sucks. Why did we do this? Why'd you let me convince you to do this? Why are we
You'd
doing
have to
this?
like remodel it. And
we
stuff
all
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
we were right there in post 2020 lockdown. So like end of 2020, we were on this kick that we were either gonna rent the house and live in an RV and travel the country,
Yeah.
or we were gonna sell the house, take that money, buy an RV, put a little in savings, and still just travel in the RV van life.
Oh, yeah, I forget you guys travel a lot, especially lately, right?
But we
Have fun.
yeah.
In the past,
Well,
like
yeah, we'll
6
do
months.
we did like Bahamas for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving or no, Bahamas for whatever holidays in September. Then
it Labor Day?
Mexico for Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Labor Day in September.
Yeah,
Labor
so
Day.
it's Memorial Day to Labor Day is the summer.
But
Yeah, that's when that's how we would. I used to like manage pools and lifeguards and stuff. That's how we differentiate like when the summer started and when the summer ends. Is like Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Oh, yeah,
it's like
yeah.
the big kickoff and the big like closing party for
Yeah.
the summer.
Memorial to Labor. Yeah, I always forget.
But if you're a casino pool, you open in March and then you close in late October.
yeah.
Yeah, which is like
the
literally.
pools-
And they're like, we don't have a closing date. We're just closing whenever you guys
We're
stop
closing
coming
when
to
the
the
weather.
pool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we
Yeah,
start
when the-
losing money is when
yeah.
we're close.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, it's like in 2 weeks that the pools are gonna start opening up.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I got
3
booked
days
out.
ago, we just had that snow blizzard.
Dude, I was doing a walkthrough at the Wynn for a job for a pool shoot. That we're doing tomorrow, and it was literally snowing. I'm like, what the? Yeah, it's crazy.
Yay.
It's gonna be nice tomorrow though.
I was getting a new car.
What'd you get? Congratulations.
Thank you. I know, I'm
what'd
very
you-
excited. But I had to drive it home in the snow. I got a Volvo XC60.
Cool.
Is that like a SUV or more of a
Yeah,
car?
SUV.
Okay.
Yeah.
My friend
I used
Julio
to have like a
has-
little Jetta, so
Okay.
I'm an adult now.
Oh, I was gonna say the Jetta's very
Yeah.
like early 20s
Yeah,
kind of.
I did it all the way through
It
my
was a
20s.
great car.
So,
Shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good, but now I'm getting used to driving a big car, and
Yeah.
I didn't know how to turn on the heater or anything. Like, it was a mess. But I was snowing.
awesome.
I was like, this is great.
It's a good way to break it in. I've heard Volvos are. My friend Julio has one and it looks very, very nice.
Yeah,
They're
They are.
super reliable.
Mm-hmm.
And
They're
very
really safe. Yeah,
That and
safe is the
Subarus
thing.
are like the top 2, like
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
whatever.
safe cars, I guess.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know a ton about cars. I just like
Yeah, who
two
does?
people in my life were like, I'm doing the Volvo thing, and I was like, all right, I should probably do the Volvo thing because you
That's
guys
good.
are my Sherpas.
Right.
So it just worked out. I was like, honestly, I just came across a lot and they had one and it just
drove
bada
off the
bing,
lot.
bada boom.
Would you do CarMax or like Volvo?
No, I
dealership?
went to, honestly, I was leasing through Volkswagen and then I took it in and I got like an appraisal and they gave me money because during the pandemic, I didn't drive at all. I had agreed to all of these miles and didn't get anywhere near them because now I work from home,
Right.
all stuff. So I did an appraisal and they were like, if you get a car on this lot, you'll have like this much more money toward this car.
Nice.
Yeah.
That
So it
worked out.
I just got that Mazda. I
Nice.
drove beaters until like 3 months ago.
Yeah. I wanted Mazda was like in the running for me for sure. That was like one of the ones I was considering. But it just worked. The Volvo thing just worked out.
Yeah, I was like looking and I saw that one and I test drove it. And I was like, all right, I'll take it. My girlfriend's like, no, like let's go look at other stuff. I'm like, nope, this works. Like, let's do this. It's great. It's all the specs I want.
There's
Don't wanna deal with
literally nothing worse than shopping for a car.
Yeah, and then the person's like,
I don't know. I've had some like pretty good
hated it.
experiences lately. Like very like just walk in, get it. Which I was like, whoa.
I think it's more of like the stress of like I tried to go to Mercedes and that like didn't work out.
I just like the people you deal with just feel so disgenuine. It just feels like
Yeah.
Well, and a buddy
fucking
of
on my
mine,
face, man. Like,
yeah, a buddy of mine was talking about it, and she was like, "Yeah, no matter how much money you make, no matter how much you have in your savings, somehow they make you feel poor." And I was like, "Why do I always feel poor?" I was like, "I thought this was like the time." And yeah, she just said that's like the MO of.
They always make you feel poor.
Yeah, she's like they just have a way of like
They make you feel dumb too. Like,
Yeah,
you could get that, but I got this over here. And you're like,
they're
I don't
talking in
want
like
that.
different languages as if you
Yeah.
fucking
I don't want that.
as if you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a good year last year and like my credit is like good. And then I went there and like, oh no, your credit's actually this. And
Yeah,
like, your
you're
interest rate
actually trash,
is going to be
leave.
this. And I was like,
They're like, get the fuck out.
yeah, I was like, I'm going to go get a loan somewhere else.
You're in the wrong section. You should be shopping
yeah.
back there.
No, it did end up really working out for me though. I'm glad you got one too though. It's a big deal to get.
I went
I need
to a
props.
credit union and I got like a under 5% interest rate, which was
Nice.
They
You
also-
did it 3 months ago?
yeah, in November.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
pretty
interest
recently.
rates are hot trash right now, so that sucks. But
Yeah.
whatever.
It was in the double digits at Mazda. I was like,
No way.
Yeah, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, I'll get another beater.
Yeah.
Watch me.
I'll go back to
Yeah.
He said, watch me, don't test me.
Yeah.
Like, I've made it this far.
Because my
That's
girlfriend's like, please, can we go get a car? Like, I'm so tired of hearing you complain about your car. I was like, all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was excited about mine.
Shout out to our significant others.
For real.
when you are out and about,
Yeah.
is your brain looking at like marketing things that like you would have done differently or better? Like, or do you shut it off? Are you like normal Chelsea out and about, or do you see like?
Yeah, I would say my mind works as a marketer constantly, for sure. I'm like constantly judging things, especially when I go, when I travel to like another hotel,
Okay.
I'll like pick up what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. Usually, especially like social is so different than what you see like on property. I mean, it's just, you can activate in very many different ways, but, so I usually start like following them in advance. And I judge a lot of what I do based on how people like represent themselves on social media, or brands, not people. Like for instance, we're going to Los Angeles to visit some friends next week, and we asked them for a handful of recommendations. And obviously, the Line is like a huge boutique hotel out there. So we ended up booking there, and it's basically just so I can like go in and like poke around and see, judge,
Little
you know?
detective.
Yeah. But yeah, I would definitely say, especially I work for such a huge corporation, right? And it's great. I love it. But I am definitely drawn more to like boutique hotels. What are they doing right that we could apply? And like smaller accounts or smaller creators, makers, whatever it is. And like, what are they doing right that we could adopt? So yeah. Or yeah, exactly that. How would I do it differently?
Right. Yeah.
It
you
never
see
really
and go,
shuts
"Oh,
off.
would I?" Okay.
Yeah. But I don't obsess over it. It doesn't like,
No, just a little quick thought, and you're like, all right,
yeah,
got it out.
Yeah. Or if I like get an idea, I'll like write it down, notes
Oh,
app
that's
on your
good.
phone all the time. I'll
What's
take a
your,
link, drop it.
Do you prefer typing notes or writing notes by hand?
Typing.
Okay.
Yeah. I've definitely, I mean, over the years.
Oh, really?
My
I'm
handwriting
analog all
is
day.
gone.
Trash. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how my
Pen and paper.
Yeah, I'll do it if I like my to-do list usually, especially for work, is like right there. Cause if I write it, I remember it better. But in any other aspect, and that's like only a to-do list. If I'm taking notes on like a call or meeting or whatever, it's always typing.
In the phone.
Because it's very organized.
Yeah, I prefer pen and paper, but anything that you need to share, you're like, well, why am I going to write this?
Yeah.
Take
Right.
a picture of my notepad.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the only one that can write this.
Yeah.
Or I'm
Have
the
you
only one who
ever-
can read this.
Have you ever heard of like Evernote?
I have.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but
Is that the one? There's like a bunch of different stuff, but there's like, I think in Evernote you could also talk and it'll write your notes for you.
You can write stuff down, you can take a picture and it'll like make it into text.
It's going to say.
But the coolest thing is you can go from like your laptop to your phone to your work phone to your other computer.
Oh, it's all synced up?
I use the notes app
That's
for
the
that.
best part. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you do too.
Well, then
Obviously. You
that's
just said that, right?
Well, I do for my personal. It's like split up though.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have like. Yeah, I have like a work laptop, but I don't have it all like connected. It doesn't all talk to each other.
Yeah. And your work laptop's PC.
No, it's actually a Mac. I
I
know
know.
I'm lucky.
Crystal got a PC. I was like,
We're gonna have to cut
Fuck
that.
is
We're gonna have
this
to cut that
trash? I
part. Can't let anybody know. No, I'm just kidding.
well,
Yeah,
no,
we're
makes
the
sense.
social
You're
team.
the marketing team. You
Yeah.
Need, you need the
Yeah.
fly skier.
Yeah.
Exactly. We do have people on our team that prefer like a Dell though, which is crazy, and they have them.
I could see that. Yeah. People
Yeah,
have their
some
own
people,
things and you're
They
like,
just
oh.
they're like Android people and Dell people, and you're like,
Well, especially if you came from another job that was already a PC and then you're going to this job and you're like, well, might as well just stick with
Right.
this.
oh, Mac all the way.
Yeah.
And iPhones.
Yeah. I try not to judge, but
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah, I do judge people.
We always judge people. I wanted to ask, how do you stay creative in your position? Like, how do you pitch ideas to the team? Was that a package?
Maybe.
Mm.
Perhaps. Do you want to ask it again or no?
Yeah, Oscar. Yeah, I wanted to ask
What
how.
time is that?
1:14.
Cool.
Or
Just make a mental note.
yeah,
Just need to cut that later.
1:55.
You know what? Actually, if we're gonna, I need water. That coffee gave me heartburn.
I can't believe you don't listen to podcasts regularly.
No, not really. Like I said, I try to, and then
Do you listen to music a lot? Like, is that
it's
your...
more of a but even then it depends on my mood. Like if I need to focus, like I'll try to put on more of like background music or like instrumental. Because if it's like music, I'm like into it, and then I'm like, fuck, focus, dude.
Yeah.
I've been listening to like, it sounds super lame. I'm just like house music.
Yeah.
Because it's like upbeat.
Yeah.
But it's not like a lot of words, so it's not intrusive.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people do that. And it's like a trance
Yeah.
that it puts you in. I've heard a lot of people listen to like classical music too.
Oh, that's not my style. But yeah, I listen to there's this guy. I think he's like a one man
Oh shit!
guy.
Can you actually grab that for me?
Yeah, but he's called Yacht Club, YOT Club, and it's kind of like that. Where it's like just a lot of instrumentals.
Cool.
It's soothing.
What was the question? You can ask that again.
I wanted to ask, how do you stay creative in your position? Like, how do you pitch new ideas to the team?
I want to add to that. And then if you ever do get in a creative rut, how do you get out of it?
How do I stay creative? I stay in touch with what's going on online, literally at any given time. And like societal, just anything going on in the world, the best movies that are coming out, things that are winning awards and stuff. That's how I stay like creative and inspired, I would say.
Okay.
Or I guess going into your question, how I stay inspired or take a break, you know,
So if you ever find yourself like maybe being in a little bit of a rut, do you have any like certain things that helps you get out of it?
I leave immediately. I have to travel.
Okay.
Big, like,
I
go for like a short weekend. Yeah. Or even just to get in like a new environment, you know, because like you're saying, anything that I do here and everything is like all kind of tied together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Usually if I'm working or shoot on property or something, we'll, like dinner that night is on property. And then like all of a sudden, you know, I've been in like that mindset for a really long time. So if I ever need a break, I just go into like a new environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if you can't get out of the town for, do you have any like local spots? It's like a different environment. Like, like tranquil areas you like to.
I like to, honestly, like I said, I'm like the moment that the whole Vegas started building like this community, I started really ingraining myself in it. And a lot of my friends are like local creators. My friends have had stores down in Ferguson or in the Arts District. So I'm like really kind of rooted there secondary. So if I need just like a mental break, I'll go like grab a mothership coffee in Ferguson and just walk around and be like inspired by people doing like the hustle every day. Or people just like sitting in the park and listening to live music and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I want to sidetrack. Are they okay? I saw they were flooded not too long ago, a few months ago. It got super rainy. They were like, they had like a couple feet of water in the mothership downtown in Ferguson.
Oh, because they're at the bottom of the hill?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I think they're all right now for sure. Yeah. But they,
well, no,
they,
I
was like, who's okay?
It was fucked up, dude. It was like,
Oh, I imagine it makes sense because you're at the bottom of the thing.
Yeah.
There's
it's pretty
nowhere for it to
hardcore. I think they had to like, I think they had to clean up, like mothership was pretty wrecked. And they definitely had to take out the grass. Honestly, the grass was pretty torn up anyway. So they're like doing a little refresh right there.
Nice.
But I would say I'm like that basic bitch is just like to like sit around with a nice drinky drink and thrift and shop and
but that's like you said, that's at its purest, it's a different environment, different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
exactly.
that's great recommendations, you know, if you can't get out of the city to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
What's your go-to thing? Your dogs have a lot of energy and you got to burn them out. Any go-to thing that you...
Yeah. I like taking them. We've taken them a couple times up to, have you ever been to Tonopah? It's like a ghost town in Nevada.
Yeah.
I
think I've been
It's like Mizpah is there, the hotel, the Belvada.
Is that the one with the goat or the, what is it, the thing? It's not the statues?
Oh, yeah. So that's Rhyolite.
Okay.
They're like the ghost looking statues.
Yeah.
No, it's past there, but yeah, on the same route. So we'll take them on like a weekend getaway with us. If it's like another day, we have like the dog park down the street. Okay. I'm not like a big hiker.
Right.
I don't really go out into nature.
Not like city girl.
I'm a city girl.
I love nature, but hiking kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It's like I walk all day. I don't want to like walk
on uneven rocks and shit.
Well, I also like riding my bike and mountain biking. So
that's what I was going to say. Do you mountain bike?
Yeah.
I think I've heard that in one of yours.
Thanks. So it's like, why the fuck am I going to walk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have any, like, I used to do a lot of yoga. I definitely do like just a regular gym cadence now, but more like strength, like lifting. And then, but yeah, I've never really been big on, and it's driven my dad like crazy. He's like big surfer. He's still in Hawaii. He's like outdoorsy guy. And they own like a ranch out there, and there's like a big hiking trail, and they'll be like, come hike with me. And I'm like, over my dead body. Like, no, I don't. I'm a city girl. Like, you're born on the island. I'm like, fuck, I've been here since. Yeah. I've got an older brother too that's like, Chelsea, we're island. We're of the island. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I am of the city. I'm of the concrete.
Yeah, the concrete.
I'm like the little flower that's growing out between like
pavement.
The cracks.
And
Yeah, exactly that. Notice my romanticizing anywhere wasn't like an island.
Didn't say anything related to islands and water.
Yeah.
Beaches.
I am getting more appreciative of like the beach vibe though, and like sitting down and shutting your brain off a little bit.
See,
but
fuck the beach. I can't stand
the ocean.
I like the ocean. No, I love the ocean. Fuck the sand.
Yeah, fair.
No,
fair.
it's like such a beautiful thing, and then just ruined by
shitty sand
the
feet.
shit.
Yeah.
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 I used to hate the beach, even though I was from California, but Ivana's made me appreciate it over the last few years because she's from the desert, as you folks are, you peoples. So I've come to like appreciate the beach more of like that same thing of just like resetting and like doing nothing.
Yeah. It's definitely a hard thing for somebody that's like so used to hustle and bustle.
You could definitely do that. It just doesn't have to be at the beach.
Right.
What are you sitting?
I'm anti-beach.
Where are you sitting and
relaxing?
relaxing?
Charleston. I'm more of a woods guy. For sure.
Wasn't it so sad when that happened at the lodge? The lodge lit on fire.
When they
had like something back
when they're
now.
collecting insurance.
Yeah, I was gonna say there was something going on.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because I saw a thing on. Yeah, I think it was on Vegas Issues that was like they're rebuilding. Like there's like a new, like they're revamping lodge. It's gonna be like super modern update or something, and people are like, "Oh, this looks fishy."
Yeah.
Like it burns down. All of a sudden, now we got like a new build. I don't know.
You didn't need to burn it down. It's so great. Nice.
I know.
I have so many childhood memories going up there to drink hot chocolate. But I'm more of like
With the whipped cream.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
No,
I
it was
feel
like,
that.
It was
I
just,
love-
no, it was
I
a
love hot
staple. We'd go
chocolate.
up there, go sledding, freeze our balls
Yeah.
off, and then go get hot chocolate.
Yeah.
And then we'd leave. We're like, I'm over it.
On a trash
Yeah.
can cap sledding or an actual sled.
Yeah,
Actual plastic sled?
We would get like sleds,
Oh, good
I
for
think,
you.
and then my dad would put silicone spray on them, so we'd slide
Extra
Oh,
greasy.
whoa.
Wow.
And my
I
dad's,
never
sounds
needed to
fun.
go that
my dad's in
fast.
prison now, so
No fucking way.
Whatever that means, but he's
he
not
had
in
questionable
prison.
morals. That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to go faster? Let's go.
No one needs to go that
That's
fast.
so funny.
Slippery
Yeah, I've never
enough.
heard of that ever.
Yeah, like we go to Tahoe every year, so that's like a
Oh,
lake, woods.
Love Tahoe.
I want to visit it more. I've went
Beautiful
once.
fresh
I want to go
air.
more.
Yeah,
Did you go to Virginia City when you went to Tahoe at all? You know Virginia
not
City?
that I know. It doesn't ring a bell. Where is it in
It's
relation?
it's like 40 minutes up some mountain in the area.
Okay.
I
Very,
guess
very
kinda-
specific
What's
direction.
going?
Yeah.
Well, what's going on in Virginia City?
It's like a just old little town, raggedy little town. I like.
You're really selling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no, it's like an old like Western like
Okay, so it's like
I
historical
guess a mining
town.
town. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
We-
visit any of the Nevada mining towns?
No, you know what? Crystal and I were talking about this. We
Yeah.
went twice, and both times. One time we stayed in Kings Beach. One time we stayed at Incline Village.
Okay.
And the second time we were there for 9 days, and it was almost like too much.
Yeah.
So we need to like
Nine days is
move
a lot.
around a little bit.
Yeah.
Explore a little bit.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend Tonopah
Okay.
and Goldfield if you haven't been there
Okay.
in Virginia City. If you're heading up toward like a
Yeah.
Reno or Tahoe. Virginia
Yeah.
City's a lot of fun.
Okay.
It's like a lot of just like drinking, little raggedy old hotels
Okay.
and shops. And
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that as well.
Gemstones, you can get a lot of silver rings and stuff
Oh, yeah.
out there. Yeah. Shit you won't find out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking of like turquoise jewelry and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Is there one thing that you couldn't live without that makes your job easier? It could be like one single thing, like something silly, like your laptop or like a program that you use, or maybe like social media because you have to keep up with the other stuff that's going on in the world. Because like almost like a piece of gear or like anything.
Specific to your niche.
Yeah. I was trying to think of like a piece of gear, and I feel like there's just so much out there. Things that I personally use every day. I mentioned Evernote is
Yeah.
like, I like live and die by Evernote.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah. It's good just because it's like the cross-platform thing. But if you already have it, but there's a whole like organizational element to it that isn't available in your regular Notes app.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can like share it amongst team members and things like that. And I'm a big like note taker for sure.
Okay.
I constantly reference stuff. I like to send like meeting notes after the fact. I think they're really important when you're working amongst for me specifically. Yeah. Like 5 people are on any given meeting. You don't know who's paying attention to what. So making sure everybody's on the same page and keeping everybody connected is super important.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Nice. Because my notes are, it's a clusterfuck. So I could use a little more organization with my notes.
Yeah.
specifically.
I think that would be probably one of my tips to everybody. I'm trying to think if there's anything regarding just like gear in general. I mean, there's so many different things that you could do. I think it really just depends on like the task at hand. Like the only thing that kept coming to me that was like universal is something like a gimbal. You know, like if you're not fucking using a gimbal, what are you doing?
Yeah, but like something that you use.
Yeah, I would say.
You'll hire somebody
Yeah.
who uses that, but something that you like.
Yeah. I think maybe the notes.
Like, do you have like a
Evernote's probably the biggest one. We do have like tech stacks and stuff that we use. We have like competitor tech stacks, things called social listening, which is like a huge one. But I feel like that falls out.
Evernote's hit it right on the head.
Yeah, Evernote's probably
Okay.
what you guys want to hear.
what's a dream project or a dream client for you personally? Not for MGM, but for you. Like, what would be a dream client to work with? Like,
Yeah. For me personally,
you personally, like, would be like, oh shit, that is cool.
I don't know. I feel like for me, we had a lot of big acts come in, and I definitely hit it when we started working really closely with like Gaga's team and stuff.
Okay.
I was part of the launch when she came to Dolby.
Right.
That was a big one. Honestly, like I think it's super relevant. Like right now, it's really relevant, really topical. But I would probably like roll over and die if I worked with like Rihanna.
Oh.
Yeah. If she called me and was like, "Come to Fenny Beauty Social," I'd be like, hang up on my current role. I would call Rihanna and I'd say, "I'm there," you know?
That's cool.
Just because I think that everything that they're doing is great. Not only her and her like personal brand, I think that everything that their brand Fenty Beauty and Savage Fenty are doing are really good from like a social standpoint, and really like pushing boundaries, pushing the limit.
We were just talking about, I assisted for Dennis Loopold, which is the photographer who does like all the Savage stuff. His work's so sick.
Yeah,
But
that's cool. You did recently?
no, this was 4 or 5 years ago. We were shooting Monsta X. It's a K-pop band.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw them at
So I photo assisted for
Random.
them.
I did see them at what's that? We had iHeart was at T-Mobile Arena, and then we had iHeart Festival, which was like on the festival grounds where
the festival grounds.
grounds. And I saw them there. They were good. I like them.
Yeah, I mean, they were all very nice.
I was like, wow, this is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
People are just going crazy, of course, because it was like K-pop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
He said it was K-pop. I'm not,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Pretty sure. I think they're K-pop.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any advice that you give 20-year-old Chelsea?
Yeah.
yeah.
I would say, like, definitely like speak up. Like, don't be afraid to speak up. I think I adopted it a lot later, or not a lot later. I'd probably say like my mid-20s. I was able to really sit confidently at like a conference table full of like executives above the age of 35, all men and women mixed, and I think a lot of things I wanted to say went unsaid because I felt not beneath anyone, but like I wasn't up to par with their experience or their knowledge, which was true technically. But I think had I spoken up in a lot more instances, I think there are a lot of opportunities I might have missed. And I feel like that would be my like advice to, I guess, anybody too, is that like if somebody's bringing you to the table, that means that they value your opinion, which means that you should speak up if the opportunity
that's
arises.
very good.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Like if you're at the table, just like for sure talk. And it took years for somebody to like tell me like, you're here because you should be, we value you. Yeah. Two-way conversation.
It's a great piece
Don't just
of
be
advice.
a seat at the table.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's great advice. But then also too, I totally have been in those situations where you're like, oh shit, like am I like oversharing or am I interrupting? So I totally know those feelings. So it's like a fine line. You got to kind of just go out and try.
The little voice in your head was like the enemy for the longest time, or for me, was like the enemy for the longest time. It really just kind of like got in my way. And I say the longest time as if I wasn't like after a year going to new role again and again. But I feel like, yeah, there are a lot of moments like creatively that might have passed that I really could have taken like head on that I didn't. I think just like if I would have just had the balls to speak up. Now I don't have that problem. I don't know. Now that's not a thing. I'm definitely like the first to ask questions, the first to speak at a table. Like if I have something to say, it's being said.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in there's no stupid questions. Even though I feel very insecure a lot of the times, like even with clients, I'm like, am I being annoying? Am I like being too thorough? Am I being anal? Am I like, but I just ask them anyways. I'm like, what are they going to get upset that I'm asking for more details?
Right. Yeah, totally. Exactly. And I think that's one thing too that I've adopted now too, is like really what's the worst that can happen? Like I'm not, it's not surgery, it's not anything crazy that's like drastic. Nobody's going to lose a life if they tell me no in this meeting, things like that. So that's a big thing that I've adopted, like big mentality that I've adopted is like speaking up and like not being afraid to.
It's a great answer.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Because most of the time when we ask somebody, usually they're just like, oh, I'm not really sure. But that one, it was like very specific for you to like go back and look at a timeline and go, oh, if I were to tell myself that or go back, I would have done this. So I love that.
Yeah. And I think now I see a lot of people like just within the organization or partners that we look to work to, and it's like, it's kind of like I'm seeing I'm the one that's reaching out and bringing people to the table. So if they don't speak up, I'm like, not like, what are you doing here? But I'm like, come on, this is like why I even creative partners. Like if I'm asking for your opinion, it's because I want it. It's not, I don't need you to do what, like I want your input. You know? It's definitely
like I asked you for a reason.
Yeah. It's definitely, I look at a lot of things as collaboration, whether it's me or, my 25-year-old manager, whatever it is. there's a reason everybody has a seat at the table. Otherwise you like wouldn't be there.
Yeah, that's a great reminder too. I mean, because like I said, I mean, I think it's easy, especially for younger people and younger adults in a new field with older people who are, 10, 15, 20 years older than you.
Yeah.
Like for instance, my girlfriend, like she's finding her place in her team and she's kind of like, so it's like, am I being annoying? Do they not like me? I'm the new girl. Yeah.
Yeah. I have somebody, we've had people on our team like that before where I'm like, no, you're great. Just like, get out of your own way, things like that.
But then she'll like get out of her own way. And then like, she feels like it's not being reciprocated or like, it's just like, just a new group of people.
Reading people that's a tough thing to do for sure. Especially in like the corporate world. Like it's hard to tell if people are being genuine oftentimes and stuff, but eventually you get the hang of it.
Is there any recommendations that you could recommend to people that are maybe, in a new role or trying to find their voice in a new position?
I would say, I think the best thing that I've ever, like my redeeming quality is that like, I'm my authentic self, no matter what situation I'm in. If I'm like calling you and asking you to come on to a shoot, or if I'm calling you, asking you for your number so I can call him and ask him to come on a shoot, whatever it is. Or if I'm talking to an executive, to me, I always joke that it's like my downfall it's like my rise and my downfall is that like, I'm just my authentic self.
Right.
And I think a lot of people feel like they need to put on a show in front of certain people. But again, there's like a reason that you're there. If you weren't fit for this role, then you wouldn't be here at all. So being your authentic self is like what's going to set you apart from the rest. Like I've gone to like a multitude of like conferences and things like that. And the people that like let their personality shine are the ones that are notable. They're remembered. Yeah. I'd say that's just be yourself.
Be yourself.
Wow.
It's good.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. Right. Who would have thought? The person that you're born could just be yourself.
Yeah.
Is there any fun upcoming projects that you can share that you are excited about?
I was going to say, I don't think I was going to just go over that one. Cause
Maybe
I don't know if she can really share much.
Well, I mean, there's a little thing called F1, of course. I think just the whole city is super excited about it. Super pumped. Obviously I can't share any details, but I'm excited. It's on the roadmap. It's there. What else? Man, Super Bowl next year.
I was gonna say there's a whole nother thing after it.
A whole nother like the second. Like, how cool!
The Sphere opens in between those two dates, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
That's gonna be live performances.
February? What? Huh?
What's the Sphere though? Like, what is like inside? It's just like gonna be a performance.
Chelsea might be able to.
No,
that's MSG.
That yeah,
that's
somebody else.
Star Garden.
Oh, but I thought it's still managed by MGM.
No,
not that she knows.
Yeah, maybe
she was. I
was gonna say you might be able to explain it better, but to my knowledge, I actually don't really know too much about it.
I just thought because it just is like immersive or whatever. I just like, was it? Like
but they're gonna have shows there and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's like a full.
It's a venue.
Yeah, it's like a music venue. I'm pretty sure it's only music, but it's like the whole ceiling is a projector. So it's like what is that word I'm looking for?
Sphere.
No,
experience,
like an integrated, immersive. Yes, integrated. Yeah, immersive. Yeah, immersive experience. Thank you. That's what it is.
Okay.
And I think it's more seats than like an
standing
room, perhaps.
And the top, I'm not sure. Because I just saw the top was lit up. So I don't know if the whole outside's gonna be an LED panel.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Because the top is definitely an LED panel.
I haven't seen it in a while. I haven't been.
Well, they
take a look at it tomorrow when I meet you in the parking garage.
Will I see it?
Mm-hmm. Sure, I see it all the time. The wind garage. Yeah, the wind garage. I see it all the time.
Yeah, I'll probably forget.
Well, is there anything you'd like to promote, or where could the people find you?
So promote, I do want to promote. I mentioned a couple of my buddies have like small businesses just in and around town. The first one is a buddy of mine, Bree, manages a little company called Folk Tree, where she makes like, it's hard to explain, but they're like wall hangings with butterfly taxidermy.
Oh, cool.
Pressed floral, beautiful, stunning stuff. Great for gifts, shit like that. You can find her. It's called Folk Tree. It's that on all of the socials.
Does she have a like brick and mortar?
No brick and mortar right
so
now. She does. They do have her in a couple of places. They sell her stuff at like the airport.
Oh, nice.
And I think like they have like a specific locals vending machine there. There's a smaller store in Ferguson that they sell her stuff there too. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. But no brick and mortar. I feel like brick and mortars have become too expensive now for smaller businesses.
Well, I know, but that's like the best case scenario. Like she can work from home, but then her items are in stores, for instance.
Well, she does. Also, they do pop-ups at like the market.
Oh, cool.
Like market
in the alley?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's not really an alley anymore. Now it's in Arts District. Did you know that?
They moved it from literally across from Ferguson's in the alley. Oh.
Mm-hmm. I think it got too big is what I'm imagining.
They did one. I don't know.
But it's like right next to actually Eddie's mom's shop, which is another small business. The Red Cat. Have you been there? You don't spend a lot of time.
I've seen it.
Yeah, that's Eddie's mom's shop.
Oh, small world.
She's great.
Small
Velma.
town.
Yeah, she's the best. Really, really good stuff in her vintage shop. And then the last one was a buddy of mine, Jessica. She manages Oak and Dove.
Very nice.
Yeah, knit bikinis and other specialties, like anything tops and from tops to bikinis.
And where was your mother-in-law's shop at?
It's in the Arts District, so right on Main.
Okay.
Right across from there's like the two breweries.
It's
right
on
there,
the corner there, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I guess
across,
diagonal.
Yes, diagonal from Huddle, and then it used to be Jammin' in Vegas, but I don't think it's there anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I know what you're talking about. Yes. Yeah, she has a vintage store right there.
Oh,
that
cool.
one's really cool. That's fun to check out.
What's the name of the vintage store?
The Red Cat.
The Red Cat. Cool.
And then third one was Oak and Dove.
Yeah, Oak and Dove, Folk Tree.
Because you said Eddie's
Red
mom,
Cat.
and I thought it was called Eddie's mom.
No.
But I was like, oh wait, that's
Her name is
your
Velma.
husband. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I just want to make sure the listeners know where to find it.
No, that's where I got this jacket, actually.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. Honestly, I just
Almost.
walked in. I was like, I want this thing.
Did she
I feel
have
like
it
you
for free?
probably have it.
She give you a family
Give
discount?
me any sort of secrets. I try to pay every time.
No,
but
because
yeah,
you.
she's my
I was gonna say
mother-in-law.
because you pay because you're supporting a business.
Yeah. I try to sneak over and pay with the people that work there.
That's
I
good.
do my best.
That's good.
Yeah.
Just leave money on the counter.
Yeah, usually she
run
catches
out.
me midway.
Yeah, I was gonna
It
say.
kicks me out. Yeah. But she's great.
Sounds
If you
like
guys
a great
haven't-
mother-in-law.
Yeah. Yeah. If you guys haven't gone down there, like the Arts District, you don't spend a lot of time down there. It's cool.
I've been, not drinking too much. So every time my friends are down there, they're drinking. I'm just like, nah.
That's what I was gonna say. I was
Good for
like,
you.
my gripe with it is like in 2020, 2021, 2022, it's like all of a sudden all these breweries popped up, and it was just like we got like one track minded. We're like, breweries, Arts District, that's the place to be. And it's like, bro, I'm not gonna hit like 8 breweries. Like I want to walk around, I want to see things. So, but
Yeah, I feel that.
I do want to spend more time because there's quite a bit of it's getting to that point where you kind of can walk around more and like see things. Whereas like a few years ago, it's like you walk around, you're like, what the fuck is here?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It was
there's
kind of
nothing
like
here.
like a ghost town, like with just little hidden gems.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely growing now. It's fun. I like to. That's my little escape, which I've talked about already.
Yeah.
Sean
I
was
could say it
talking
a
about
million
too.
times.
On the Super Bowl, he went down there and just shot film by himself for a
Well, I
little
was
bit
more,
to relax.
I was more downtown. I was more Fremont.
Well, I know, but just downtown
Then,
in general.
Yeah. And it was still photo related. God
That's
damn
cool.
it, dude.
Yeah, but that's your
I
hobby.
can't escape it.
Yeah, so you can't escape it, huh? What about you? Can you escape? Can you not escape
Are you
photography?
free? No, I can't.
Blink twice
I
if you need us to take all of your cameras away for a whole week.
But I have gotten better at when we go on vacation, I don't bring my cameras. Maybe I'll bring a film, but I don't bring digital. Like I'm not photo Sean. And that's been like huge for me.
Yeah.
Is literally turn off. You're on vacation for a reason. So vacate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a phrase. If it's not a phrase, it's not a phrase. So
Yeah. Good. Good for you.
Cool. Well, I think that was wonderful. I think that does it.
Well, thank you guys
Thank you for
having
coming
me.
on.
Thanks for coming.
So fun.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
I'll come back.
Hell
It'll
yeah.
be great.
Cool. We'll have you back on.
A year reunion, a lot will have changed. But maybe not.
Maybe like 6 months. Maybe not a year.
Yeah. 6
Year's a
months,
lot.
a year.
Yeah.
Year's good.
8 months.
8 months. Tomorrow.
Let's do 11 months. Yeah, we need
Back to backs.
Yeah, if we ever, somebody bails next, we'll just call you and you can come right over.
Great. Wow.
Actually, we'll bring the setup
I'll
to you.
come
I want to go to your
drive.
office. I want to do it in your office.
Oh, we'll do something on property. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like her home office or like an MGM kind of.
No, or an MGM office.
I was going to say, property, something
Yeah.
cool. We'll do it like on a fountain. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Eddie would
Yeah.
be like, who the fuck are you guys?
We'll do it like
Yeah,
at
right,
like
you cook for
Mayfair.
us.
We'll do it at like Mayfair. That way, the like fountains are behind us. It's elevated.
Yeah.
Like we're doing.
Nice.
Did you guys eat at Mayfair yet? No? Yeah.
I ate at, so I spent a lot of time in Mayfair when it was Hyde. It's like where I first got my start.
Oh, yeah.
Photographing
Have you seen it, though,
events.
since
I've seen the inside of it. And then I've eaten at, what's the restaurant?
Lago? Spago?
Lago and then Picasso.
Lago, Spago.
Picasso's down there too, right?
Picasso's down there.
Or
You ate
was.
Picasso?
I shot an event there.
Fancy. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hit Picasso once and I was like, this is too fancy for me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I showed up and I was like, whoa.
No, I haven't ate at Mayfair. I've been there.
Yeah, Mayfair's
and
cool.
I haven't ate there yet. It's on the brain of like, you should do it, and then we should, but I haven't.
Well, if Carbone doesn't work out, Mayfair's fun. Wear like a fur
You should make
coat.
Carbone work. Carbone's fucking good.
Like I said, she has reservations next week, and I realized that I'm shooting double next week, so I'm like, fuck.
That's too bad.
Too bad. All right, well, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Of course.
See.